What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a very interesting video for you to just like delve into Imari Stuart. But I think this is going to be a good video for you to delve into Imari Stuart because it's going to be a little more whoa, quit reaching, Imari. I was going to say this video is like a little more on the entertaining side. I mean, I guess you could say it's entertaining in the sense that like you're getting some crazy shit out of me. But I'm not going to like gas myself up and if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, follow all my social media link down below. That is if you get to the end of the video and you like me, obviously. If you're not new here and you don't have my post notifications turned on, then go ahead and turn those on right now. That way you never miss an upload. As you guys can tell, I feel like I'm always filming in a different domain. Like there's always some sort of difference in background as to where I'm filming. I just feel the need to explain to you guys what's going on. Basically, I'm at home in Vegas right now. That's why you've never seen this place before. I'm filming in my house. I'm filming on my phone too. Before we just hop into this story, I want to say thank you so much for all the growing support that's constantly happening. I'm pretty sure I'm about to hit 130,000 subscribers, and that's just insane to me. Like, holy shit, there's 130,000 of you that decided to click that red button on my channel. I mean, if 130,000 of you turned on post notifications, that'd be so sick. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and I'm going to continue uploading content just for you guys. Let's just jump into things because I'm really excited to tell this story. What triggered me to tell this story is the fact that spring break just passed for like all of you. It made me think back to when this happened during my spring break when I was a senior in high school. So, getting into this, let's just hop in the matte gray, red accented G-Wagon that's lifted with a nice ass light bar and black rims and with red accents, all that good, and take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Get in, bitch. So personally, what my high school would do growing up, I went to this high school called Green Valley. It's here in Henderson. What everyone would do is hop in their cars, groups of us, and they'd all go to California. Everyone would drive down to Huntington and stay in the exact same hotel as each other. And what was awesome about this is the fact that like it wasn't just our high school. It would be a bunch of different high schools that are in Henderson. And everyone wanted to party together. Mind you, my high school had 4,000 students roughly. That was divided pretty well evenly among the classes, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. The other high schools in Vegas are also very populated, so having a bunch of down-ass seniors and even juniors, like it wasn't just the seniors that took this time over spring break to go down and do this. There were a lot of kids that would drive down to Huntington, spend spring break there for like 4 or 5 days and just get blacked out of their minds. With that being said, you could tell that spring break was going to be something crazy, which it was. And also it's very evident that there were going to be a lot of people there, meaning everyone is just super excited. Everyone's pumped because it's like freedom. You're not in Nevada anymore. You get to have fun in California and go to the beach and drink and just go crazy with your best friends. And everyone was pursuing their dreams of being the frat gods and sorority sisters that they dreamed of, shotgunning beers and taking body shots off each other and being insane. So we have this little sleepover of 5 of us that were going to be in Jack's car the night before, and we just like all hang out, and it gets us like even more pumped because we're about to drive down to Huntington and have the best spring break of our lives. This spring break in Huntington was a reoccurring thing every year. I didn't go the year prior because I took the money that my parents gave me and decided to stay in Vegas low-key and just buy a bunch of weed and be stupid and not go to California. That's why this year I was extremely pumped to go because I just knew that it was going to be so fun. This is long awaited for me. Like it is my time to shine. So we hop in Jack's car the next morning. We drive down to Huntington. Everyone stays in this one hotel called the Ramada. They just like take it over. I'm not kidding you when I say there are tons of high schoolers just renting out these different hotels and just taking over this one hotel. And also there are different groups of kids, like the rich kids from like other schools that would like rent out beach houses together and stuff like that. So like there were places to go, parties to be at, even when there like wasn't anything to do, if there wasn't anything going on, like a bonfire on the beach, you could always go to someone's beach house or like stuff like that. There was stuff to do at all times because everyone was everywhere. After like 3 or 4 days of us just like being belligerent, things take a turn for the worst. But just for me, as per usual, let me just set the scene for you. We're on the beach, it's nice and sunny outside. Mind you, it's super hot outside, which means our bodies are getting even more dehydrated than they are normally. Everyone is drinking, and of course the rules of the beach, like no glass bottles on the beach, isn't going to stop any of us. We're going to pour our Smirnoff into our water bottles and pour it into our Gatorade bottles and pour it into everything else that exists because we were trying to be sneaky and have a good time. So that's exactly what we did. Nothing was stopping us from blacking out. So day 4, we're on the beach. I'm already so drunk out of my entire mind. Everyone is also like so drunk out of their entire mind. Just being your typical ignorant Vegas teenagers on the beach in California during spring break. Some Project X wannabe type shit. So at one point here during the day while we're just like hanging out on the beach doing all this fun stuff, I go to take a shot out of my friend's water bottle. I chase it with a beloved smoothie from Nectar. I remember this so vividly in my head because this is the moment I wish never happened. I chased with this smoothie from Nectar. Wow. Awesome. I feel revived. Brand new. Like, that shot was great. I'm ready to go. Like, let's keep going. Come on, guys. Let's do body shots. Let's shotgun some fucking beers for the bros. Like, let's go. Literally within like 4 or 5 minutes of me taking that shot, chasing with the smoothie, I start to feel kind of like an itch in my throat, and I'm like sneezing a lot, which was very weird for me. This wasn't happening to me usually. As time goes on, the itch in my throat is like developing. I can feel my throat like kind of starting to close, and I'm like, but nothing too drastically, and I'm like spitting a lot, like just liquid. And my friend is like, hey Imari, like, are you okay? Like, you don't seem to be doing well. Like, you seem like, and I was sneezing a lot too, so she thought I was having allergies, and she's like, here, take a Benadryl. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I take the Benadryl. Absolutely nothing happens. Nothing worked. I was just getting worse as like the seconds were going by. She's like, here, take another Benadryl. And I was like, okay, cool. So I take another Benadryl. Still nothing happens, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is so weird. This has never happened to me before. Time goes on. Within like 2 minutes, I'd say, I am like getting puffy in the face and like hives on my body, and it's just like really bad. And you could definitely tell something was wrong. You could definitely tell I was having an allergic reaction. I'm confused because at the time I had no idea what I was even allergic to. Like, I've never been to the allergist and tested for allergies. I never have gotten blood done and like anything like that, where I knew I was allergic to any foods at all. And also, I've never encountered this feeling before, which is weird to me because I'm thinking like 17 years through life, if I were to be allergic to something, I think I would find out in terms of like trying that food and something bad happening when that happened. So I'm super puffy and like spitting. My lips are swollen. Like, it's really gross. And all of my friends are laughing at me at this point, and they're pretty much laughing at me, saying I look like Will Smith from The Hitch, and they're taking Snapchats of me and being like, okay, Mari, you good? You good? Like, what's going on, bros? Like, stuff like that. And I'm pretty much like doing a good job at keeping calm, but like my friends are like worried because they're also like, what the like, is Imari dying? Like, what's going on? We've never seen him like this before. We've seen Imari through it all, and we've never seen him like this before. Finally, one of my friends comes up to me and is like, oh my god, one of my best friends actually comes up to me and is like, oh my god, like, you are not okay. Like, what the is going on with you? Are you good? Like, oh my god, let me go get Coral. She goes and gets Coral because Coral is just like a good, like, caring mom type person, would know what to do in a situation like this. She wasn't anywhere near too drunk to do anything. Coral comes back and is like, you are not okay. You need like to see medical attention now. Immediately, my friends take me to the lifeguard and are like, yo, he needs help. He's dying. I'm just like flatlining, like you can imagine like what I look like at this point. Also, like, I was so incredibly drunk, like out of my entire mind. I think that's what also helped me in terms of handling it so well and remaining calm, because I wasn't okay in any way, shape, or form. Was I okay? Like, any normal person would have been freaking out, but I think I was so drunk that I was just like so calm about it. I was just like, I'm dying. What's up? Want to take a Snapchat? But at the same time, I wasn't talking like that because my throat was literally like a straw. We're at the lifeguard tent. They're like, okay, like, you need to go up there. Like, there's gonna be a medic up there to like help you. They're gonna deal with everything. We're calling an ambulance for you. So me and my 4 or 5 friends were walking up the beach to go to this like medic or whatever, like this cart that they have for us that they're gonna like help me out. The ambulance is gonna come to, and everything's gonna be okay. We're walking up the beach. I fall, not because I was too drunk, but because I couldn't breathe and I just like wasn't okay. So my friend Spencer offers to carry me, and he's like carrying me up the beach, and I feel really bad. I can hear him like wheezing, and like I can just hear like he's not okay because he has asthma. And I was just like, Spencer, it's okay, like I can walk, you don't need to carry me anymore, it's fine. He's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. So I take 3 steps. I'm not kidding you when I say 3 steps. 1, 2, boom, fall over onto the ground again. He's like, no, you can't, like, you're not okay. And I'm like, somebody help me, like, I just want to be okay. So then he picks me up and we're walking up the beach. So we get to the thing, they put me up there, and I am belligerent. I'm sitting on top of this cart, and I remember this so vividly in my head. I'm looking around at my friends, and out of nowhere, all of the light just goes, my eyes like just go white, completely white, and I'm like being so stupidly calm about everything. I'm like, who turned up the brightness in here? Looking back on this, I'm like, Imari, what? Like, you are dying. You were seeing white light, and you're like, who turned up the brightness in here? Like, who heightened the exposure? Freak out, react or something. You're dying. Like, what the fuck? Finally, like, some police come up to the situation to see what's going on. Police come up, and they're like, we need to identify who he is. We need his wallet. Friends hand him my wallet, and I'm like, you guys, be careful. Like, in front of the police, I'm like, there's a so stupid. Shout out to the police of Huntington Beach for being cool enough to not take away my fake ID, even though I'm sure you saw it and I'm sure you heard me talk about it like the idiot I am. I'm sorry, we'll never do it again, I promise. So they identify who I am. The ambulance gets there, and all of my friends are like way too drunk to even go in the ambulance with me. Not like they wouldn't let them in, but like everyone was like I am of no use if I go with him. Like, I can't help him. Someone needs to go with him though, like someone who's the responsible one that will go with. So they nominate my friend Maddie to come with us. Maddie goes in the ambulance with me, and I'm like on a stretcher getting wheeled into the thingy, like so dramatic. I look back on this and I'm like, that is so embarrassing. On social media, it looked like I was just the kid that got like way too drunk and couldn't hang and stuff like that. And that was not the case at all. I was literally dying. My friend Maddie goes in the ambulance with me and we are off to the hospital. And my throat is closing and closing and closing. Like it's very, very evident that I can't breathe. And I remember they said something to me like, he's labor breathing right now, which is when you're like actually putting in work to breathe as opposed to just like breathing naturally how like you and I do regularly. And I remember turning to my friend Maddie and being like, Maddie, can I please just give up? I don't want to try anymore. I don't want to try anymore. This is so much work. And she just starts bawling her eyes out. And she's like, no, Imari, like it's so sad because like she thinks I'm gonna die and I think I'm gonna die because I just want to die at this point. I'm trying to give up on breathing. On the way to the hospital, they see that things aren't going well at all. Like my heart rate is getting extremely slow, extremely dangerously slow. They're just like, what the like this is not okay. We need to make it to the hospital now because we need to hook him up to like a certain IV or like we need to give him like this. So they turn on the siren. My friends on the beach told me that they started freaking out once they heard the sirens because they were like, oh my god, like he's not okay, he's gonna die. They only turn the sirens on when it's not okay. Is Imari gonna die? Like freaking out, like crying because they hear the ambulance sirens. And it was very obvious that it was me and the ambulance with the sirens going off because they all just watched me load up into this ambulance. In the meantime of all that happening, they give me a shot in my arm, I'm sure like of epinephrine, I think that's what it was. Pretty sure that's what it is that they give you when you're having an allergic reaction. What I went into was called anaphylactic shock. Before giving me the shot, they had to wait until I was fully into anaphylactic shock, which means I was like foaming from the mouth and just all this other scary stuff. And it was just like my heart rate was extremely low because if you're not fully in anaphylactic shock when they give you the shot, I guess there's like some sort of negative reaction. It's not going to work the way it's supposed to. It's actually like, dangerous for you if you're not fully in anaphylactic shock and you use like your EpiPen or get a shot of epinephrine. Hence why they waited. They give me the shot within a very short amount of time. I'm like immediately getting better. Like my throat's starting to open again. Like it's getting easier to breathe. My like hives and all that stuff is like starting to go down. My face puffiness is starting to go down. But I'm still insanely drunk out of my mind. In the ambulance, they're like, have you been drinking today? And I'm like, I am so drunk. They're like, have you been smoking today? And I'm like, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I was smoking. And they're just like taking note of all this on their little thingies. After my throat starts opening up from the shot of epinephrine, I start throwing up so much because there was so much liquid in me and I was so dehydrated. Also, they had me in an IV, so my body was getting super hydrated and all the like toxins in my body were like coming out of me. So my friend Maddie is holding this bucket and I'm throwing up into this bucket. First of all, I'm holding the bucket, but I can't hold the bucket because I'm just like so like, you know, and the ambulance is moving pretty fast and I'm holding the bucket. It starts like falling and that stuff. So they're like, oh my god, oh my god. So Maddie starts holding the bucket for me and she's holding it and I'm just like throwing up waterfalls into this bucket of like pink liquid because I had a smoothie that killed me and I have like all this alcohol, so my throw up is literally pink waterfalls into this bucket. I'm not kidding you, I remember the way it sounded too. Like it literally sounded like big ass tsunamis just going into this bucket of my throw up, my alcoholic throw up, and it was insane. But I was very happy about this at this point because my throat was opening up again. My god, I can breathe. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. We were making progress and that felt good. Still drunk out of my mind. I really have like not much recollection of all of this because of the fact that I was so drunk and it was just like a lot that was happening to my body at once. But my best friend Maddie that was there with me like filled me in on absolutely everything once I like woke up in the hospital like fine. We get to the hospital, they take me in and I'm being wheeled in. First of all, they're being rude to my friend Maddie at the hospital because she's like in a bikini and a flannel and like telling her to cover up and just like being rude to her. And she was like kind of pissed off because she's like, what the f? Like my friend's dying. Like I just came from the beach. Like what the hell? Like I'm just like helping him. Like don't be rude to me. Like and that kind of pissed me off too because it's like really like your biggest concern right now is what my friend is wearing. Like we're in Huntington Beach. It's obviously spring break and your concern is her clothing. Focus on the patient in your fucking stretcher that's dying. On the way to my hospital room or bed or whatever you want to call it, I'm still being so dumb and extra and I'm like, Maddie, play music like on her phone. So I'm making her play music on her phone. I'm being wheeled through the hospital with her phone in my hand, holding it up, singing music like out to everyone, all the other patients in the hospital, and I'm just like blessing their ears, serenading fucking Teresa in room 401. Pretty sure everyone that was in the hospital was like, what the is this kid on? He is on some weird shit. Kid's so weird. That's how I describe myself. I feel like someone would just be like, this kid is weird. Who invited him? Who sent out the address? Who do you know here, kid? Like, you're weird. As time goes on, things are starting to calm down with me. I am sitting in my hospital bed, still being pretty ignorant, like yelling and stuff, like throughout the hospital. And they're like, Imari, you need to calm down. Please calm down. Like, sir, you need to be quiet. Other patients. And like, I'm so embarrassingly drunk out of my mind that I'm just being ignorant for no reason. Yes, I hate myself for it. Feel free to leave some hate comments about about it. I know I shouldn't have been like this, but this is what happened. I'm just telling you guys the story because I want to tell you guys this story. Laying in this hospital bed for God knows how long, I start to fall asleep because I'm dead. I'm no longer having like this really bad allergic reaction anymore. I'm like pretty good in terms of that. Like my throat's fine. I'm literally fine. I'm just super drunk. So I pass out, fall asleep. I wake back up. Maddie is still there at the hospital. My two friends, Monique and Spencer, are there. They're talking to me and they're like, oh my God, like, are you okay? Like, I love you so much. I cannot believe that happened to you, because they were all my best friends for like so long. They were really worried about me. They never wanted to see that happen to me, and it did happen to me, and none of us knew why. It was very unexpected. So everything's all good with me, and Maddie leaves to go back to the hotel to like go see everyone, let everyone know that I'm okay and I'm alive, because her phone was dead. She goes back to the hotel to let everyone know what was up. I'm still there with Monique and Spencer. Basically, Monique and I, we have always like told people that we're like brother and sister, like cousins, and people would believe it. So what we're trying to do is convince these people at the hospital that Monique is my sister, my older sister, and I can leave with her, because they were like, okay, well, you can't leave unless you leave with a family member. We're like, perfect, we've got Monique right here. And they're like, no, like they're just not having it. They're like, no, she needs to be 18. She's not your sister, like all this stuff. They're not believing it. They're like, we want to see her ID. We're like, she doesn't have her ID. She left at the hospital. She rushed here. Like, can she please just leave? They're like, let me call your mom. They call my mom. My mom's like, yes, he can leave with Monique. It's perfectly fine. Like, it's okay. And they're like, no, we can't let him leave. They're like, we need a parent or family member that's 18 years old to come pick him up and take him back to wherever he needs to go. And my mom is on the phone with me, and she's like, Imari, if I come and get you from Huntington right now, that means I'm driving all the way from Vegas, and that means I'm taking you back home. Like, I'm taking you back to Vegas. And I'm like, no, like that's not happening. If you come down here, I refuse to go with you. Basically figuring out what else could be done, who else could pick me up, like, because I have family members in California, but she was just like thinking like, which one do I want to bother? She calls my grandma, who lives about 2.5 hours away from Huntington Beach, and asks her if she can come pick me up. And her and my mom's cousin come and pick me up. I felt really bad because they drove for so long just to come pick me up and drop me off back at a hotel when I could just have left with my friends and go into this hotel like 20 minutes away. So ridiculous. It was such bullshit. While I'm waiting for my grandma to get there, I have to use the restroom. So I talked to like the nurse, and I'm like, hey, can I use the restroom? Like, I'm perfectly good now. Like, I can walk over there, and just like, I really need to go to the bathroom. And they're like, well, you're hooked up to this machine. Like, you can't. Then like, you shouldn't be walking right now anyways. Like, you're not okay. Like, you feel like you're okay, but you're not okay. And I was perfectly okay because I sat on that IV for hours. My entire body was so rehydrated and replenished with everything. Like, I felt like I hadn't even like spring breaked for the past 4 days. Like, I felt like my body was brand new. And they were like, no, you can't. So I'm like, what the this is bullshit. They bring me a cup, a weird shaped cup to like maneuver my penis into and piss into. They handed this to me and I was like, you're kidding. The nurse leaves and is like, I'll give you your private time so you can like, you know, do your thing. And I'm like, fuck you, how? A nurse assistant comes in and I'm like, can I go to the bathroom? I really have to use the restroom. I really have to pee and I need to go now. Please. She's like, okay, sweetie, like if the nurse says it's okay, like you can, like you just need to be like wheeled there. And I was like, she said I could go to the bathroom. I just need you to wheel me there. And she's like, oh, okay, of course, sweetie. And in my mind, I'm like, just finesse this bitch. Let's go to the bathroom. I'm gonna take my tinkle and you're gonna be finessed and you're gonna look stupid and I'm gonna have a great day. Finally, my grandma gets there. I felt so bad because she's like much older and it was just like so extra. Like there was no need for her to come get me. My grandma picks me up. I don't have my phone, my wallet, my shirt. I don't even know if I had shoes. No, I think I actually had a shirt. That's literally all I had because I left it all on the beach with my friends because I was literally just like dying out of nowhere. I needed quick medical attention. My grandma takes me to dinner, super sweet, but I still was like one of those like no shoes, no shirt, and I still get serviced, guys. And I was just like, They take me to dinner and then they drop me back off at my hotel, and it was just like really like good experience. I hadn't seen my grandma in a long time. I felt really good seeing her. Pulling up and I'm like, oh my god, like I just realized like they're probably gonna see like what's going on and be like, you cannot be here. This is the last place you need to be with all these spring breakers like chugging bottles in the parking lot, going insane and like shotgunning beers and knocking them on their heads and being stupid. Like you probably shouldn't be here. So I warned my grandma. I'm like, grandma, just so you know, like we get there, you might see like some children like swinging from the Ramada sign, going crazy, like just giving her the lowdown of like what spring break is. And she's like, it's okay, sweetie, and like so sweet about it. She drops me off back at the hotel. No shoes, no shirt, anything. All I have is my swim trunks on, hospital wristband, and I'm walking on the bottom level. I walk past my friend's room, and they look at me and they're like, Imari? And I'm like, hey, like, what's up? And they're like, you're alive! Holy shit! And they like run and like give me a hug, and they're like, come in, come in, come in. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And I'm like super completely sober at this point because my body was like replenished, everything. And I just like explain everything that happened. They're like, let's take shots! And I'm like, yeah! Spring break! Oh! I'm drunk once again. Didn't learn my lesson. I mean, there was really no lesson to learn in that sense. But finally, I walk upstairs to my room, and I walk in my room, and I'm like, hi, guys. And they're like, Imari, you're alive. Holy shit, you're here. And they're like, we have your phone, wallet, your shoes, your shirt, everything you left on the beach. And I'm like, wow, thank God I have the best friends ever. They didn't leave it there. They brought it all. And I was so happy about that because I was so worried about all of that just because, like, that would have been so shitty to lose all of that and nearly die and going into anaphylactic shock over spring break. Like, that would have just been, like, L after L after L after L after L. And they were like so happy to have me back, and it was just like such a wild experience. And the rest is history. We continued spring break normal. There was just like a small little road bump in the road along the way, and I had a really good time, and I still finished out my spring break and went back with all my friends the same day everyone else went back. So they told me at the hospital that when I get back to Vegas, I need to take an allergy test and like figure out what it is that I'm allergic to. I was very alarmed at this because I'd never had to do that before in my life. I'd never come across any allergies. I'd never eaten something and had an allergic reaction like that, yet this happened. So I was like, something's not right. I get back to Vegas and I finally take this allergy test. They like prick your like back and stuff, and they take your blood. Like, it's just like a very weird process, not fun either. And they do that just to see like what your body's allergic to. I wait like a week or like 2 weeks, and I get back my allergy test. It's literally like 3 pages long of things that I'm allergic to. A bunch of them are like different trees and like regular allergies, nothing like too drastic. Then there's a bunch of different foods that I'm allergic to, like wheat, soy, dairy, like egg whites. And then at the top of the list, he like circled a bunch of ones like as in terms of like what you should worry about. And the ones he circled that I was really allergic to that I need to watch out for was tree nuts. There are a bunch of different tree nuts like cashews, walnuts, almonds. So after we get the test back and like we see that I'm like deathly allergic to tree nuts, my mom puts in the research on the like nectar smoothies to see like what it was that was in the smoothie that like did it to me, because that was the only thing I really had that day that was like out of the ordinary that I wasn't having any other day. And it happened so soon after I drank that smoothie. So that's what we figured did it to me. Guess what was in the smoothie? Cashew milk was in the smoothie. Cashew milk was what almost killed me. Cashew milk is the reason for my disastrous spring break story time today. Cashew milk is what I will never have again in my entire life. After like getting my allergy results back, they see that I am like highly allergic to things, and they're like, okay, you need an EpiPen. So now I have an EpiPen. I don't really carry it. I'm not the best with it. In my head, I tell myself I'm really good at staying away from things. Like, I can just ask, are there tree nuts in this? Are there cashews, walnuts, almonds? Like, what's the deal? If there is, then I can decline the food. If there isn't, then go ahead and eat the food, you know? So I feel like nuts are one of the easier things to stay away from. I should carry around the EpiPen. I really should. I'm really stupid for not doing so, but I have one at least. I have one. So that's good. Moral of the story: find out what you're allergic to in advance to going on a crazy spring break where you're going to be so drunk and you're not going to really know what's going on. Or just find out what you're allergic to in general, because going into anaphylactic shock was the most scary thing in my entire life. I always look back on this, think like, wow, I never in my life actually thought I was going to die. So yeah, I would highly recommend you go out there and you find out what you're allergic to, because you don't want to experience what I experienced. It was awful. I'd hate to see that happen to any of you. And yeah, that pretty much sums up the whole story. I don't know. I really wanted to tell the story on my channel because I felt like it was just so necessary. It was like a good spring break story time. And it was just like insane to me how spring break was going so incredibly well. And then this happened and I thought I was going to die. And I thought like spring break was over for me and I was going to have to go home to Vegas. And it was just like the worst thing ever. But it turned out to be okay. And I'm okay now. And I'm a better person from it. And I've moved on and I'm smarter because of it. And thank you, cashews. I'm definitely more aware of the foods that I eat now because of what happened. And I never want to see that happen to me again. That is the end of the story. I hope you guys liked this story. I know it's kind of long. I don't really tell stories on my channel because I don't know how good I am at them, but obviously I can gauge how good I am at them based on your guys' responses. So if you like this video and you think I should tell more stories on my channel, leave a comment below, give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't like the story time, obviously give this video a thumbs down, which would be very unfortunate. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, do that. I welcome you to this family. Like I said, I should be hitting 130,000 subscribers like any second now, which is so insane to me. That's so many people, and I thank you guys so much for all the constant support. The family is constantly growing and it makes me so happy and it's so motivating and it makes me want to put on more videos for you guys. If you guys have any videos that you guys want to see in particular, leave a comment below letting me know what it is that you want to see. Turn on post notifications. Follow all my social media linked down below because I like to stay active on all of those babies right there. If you're gonna go out and you're gonna have a fun spring break, I can't really stop you from underage drinking. I can tell you to do it safely. I can tell you to be wise about it. Don't drink and drive, anything like that. By all means, by me telling you the story, I'm not advocating like underage drinking, telling you to go out and do it and be like an activist for it. I just know like you can't stop people from doing what they're gonna want to do. So like if you do it, just be safe. I love you guys so much and I will see you in the next video.